Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching the originals. This is episode 10 of season 4. Hopefully guys are enjoying the series so far, and as we are in double digits and the seasons are very short now, that means we are coming towards the end, which means it is time to vote for our most liked and disliked characters of the season. So the link is in the description below. You can go there, you can vote, and we will reveal those results as well as mine as well at the final episode of this season. I'm really excited to see who you guys choose, because I feel like this season's very close on the most liked and disliked. You know, sometimes people absolutely run away with it, where this one, I'm not too sure. I have no idea who you guys are possibly going to pick for your most disliked, and I'm very, very intrigued to see who it is. Now, last episode, I do apologise because we did watch it on a third-party website. And I think it actually did come out okay, to be honest. So I was quite happy that it wasn't poor quality, but that is because it's been removed from the UK Netflix. So I do apologise. I tried to invest into a VPN, which I bought actually. I bought one with Surfshark today. It was like $72 for 2 years. I thought that was a decent deal. Works out like £1.50 a month or something. I've gone on it. I can't access the American servers, literally. Like, I can click on it, but it's so laggy. It doesn't work, it doesn't load, and Netflix actually pops up saying, we notice you're using a VPN. Maybe try NordVPN or something, because I want to give you the best quality, and I don't want adverts popping up all over the place when I'm pausing the video. So, moral of the story: try and do your due diligence before you obviously choose something or you buy something. Even though I did, and it's working in some aspects but not the others, so I do apologise. Now obviously last episode was absolutely crazy because we got one major talking point, and that is what happened to Elijah. The Hollow, we seen it the episode before. We ended the episode with her stabbing him in the back with the thorns, and we was told that one of those scratches is just enough to kill an original. And that's what happened in that episode. Slowly, he was desiccating on the floor. She had him locked in like a boundary spell, which is actually really interesting because she's kind of like a hybrid when she was inside Sophia's body, wasn't she? She was a vampire slash witch, which was good to see. And she had him locked in the boundary spell and he couldn't get out. And it was in his back as well, but it's one of them places, you know, when you just can't reach it. It's in the middle where you can't actually get it. So he's suffering, family trying to save him, Frey's trying to do spells to locate him. You know, Klaus is going on a Madden trying to find him because he didn't well, obviously he thought that he returned to HAYLEY. HAYLEY was wondering where he'd gone. They both realised that last time both of them knew wherever he was going to Marcel, so he dived over there, see what's going on with Marcel. He actually said to Marcel he knows that he wouldn't have done anything to him, which is interesting, really interesting. You know, the Hollow, she contacted him. She's like, look, I've got Elijah, you've got a bone, I've got the others, I want him, you know, I want this bone, and pretty much Elijah's going to die anyway. So he's going to die if you don't give it me, and he's going to die if you do give it me. The only reason why I'm offering you this peace offering, so to speak, that you give it me, is because if you don't, I'm going to come to you and absolutely destroy all of you. So pretty much he was saying Elijah's dead no matter what. They was reluctant to give it. However, Vincent turned up. And after he was absolutely destroyed as well from her, she went into the church. She was throwing him about with ease, saying, you know, I used to be inside you, get inside your head. You used to be a believer. You was powerful. You used to like it. But if you're not going to do work for me, then I'll just take you out as well. Go and get me that bone. So that's what he done. He went over. He said, look, mate, she's just going to come and destroy you anyway. You just need to give it me. We need to make a sacrifice, you know. You sacrificed Davina when it was time to save everybody. We need to sacrifice Elijah so that we can save everybody. It's the same. You can't have no double standards. We need to put his body in the ground. Well, not in the ground, but he needs to die, and that will access like a little weak spot inside of her where they can attack with HAYLEY's blood, and he could take her out because she's a Lebanese. And they was reluctant, but ultimately they tried everything and they had to settle on that's what they've got to do. They've got to kill an original. Klaus actually offered to sacrifice himself instead of Elijah, which is really interesting, and he was going to do that. He was going to go and sacrifice Klaus. He's going to try and extract his soul or whatever into the necklace that Freya used to wear when she was first introduced, when she carried Finn around. And as they was doing that in the ceremony, the witches come, who was working with the Hollow, stopped it. While he stopped it as well, it was perfect timing because Marcel went over, gave her the bone. As he gave her the bone, he ran over and he daggered her as well with the blood of HAYLEY and put her down. And while she was in like this sleep little pause trance thing, you know, where Klaus had to get sacrificed. It didn't happen because the witches got in the way, and she managed to return and then go after Elijah. And it was getting really intense, honestly. Like, she was doing a spell like on Elijah, Frey was doing a spell, everybody was going at it, Klaus was shouting. I was quiet, I was like watching it, I was really like, what's going on, what's going on? He died, man. Literally, his face all went grey. He desiccated his body, and you know, my reaction wasn't oh my god, because I was told pretty much from the start somebody's dying, so I expected it. But the more the episode went on, the more it was just in my head like, he might be gone, and I need to know. And I was consistently like, I was dying inside. Literally on the front, I was like this, but inside, my heart was like, I was dying. I was like, I just want to pause this and check online if he's coming back in it. Honestly, I said I was like the SpongeBob meme. Have you seen it where he's got his hand on the wall? He's like, that was literally so. Luckily for me, though, the answer I got an answer at the end of the episode. They was trying to cast the spell to see if his soul was inside the pendant after it broke while they was doing the spell. Freya couldn't do anything. Hope come in, she was asking what's going on. She touched Freya and then boom, they got like a flash and he could see him. It looked like Elijah was kind of like Viking Elijah back in the past, and that's all we needed. That one little glimpse, that one little bit of positivity to show that there's a possibility of him coming back and the family can fight for him. And then obviously that's all we've seen of Elijah, but it just gave everybody a little bit of hope. And now going into this episode, I'm expecting like full on absolute madness. I want Klaus to go team up with Marcel. I want them to go after the Hollow because she's now in a person. She's not no entity no more. She had the bone, she put it in a tree, she was reborn, and now she's walking around in the flesh, and I think she's going to cause some damage as well. So I'm really excited to see how all of this goes. So thanks so much for clicking on today's episode. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode. Yes, Rebecca. Elijah's sire's gone. Well, someone's, they don't know though, do they?
I haven't seen vampires die like this since you were killed. Elijah.
How did he jump straight to Elijah? Oh, because he's been unsired, hasn't he?
Pendant was shattered, Elijah's mind shattered with it. He's most likely retreated to the innermost core of his consciousness.
Spare me the medical analogies and fix him.
I need to go inside and find him. Once I'm sure his mind is stable, then I can fix the pendant.
Please tell me that you can do this.
He's my brother. I'm not gonna stop until he's safe.
Vincent thinks he can cure Sophia. Bring him the Hollow's blood.
Is that all he said?
Extracting the magic from the Hollow's blood, and then reverse engineering what she did to Sophia. You should consider reaching out to people who are just a little more powerful than me.
You're the only one I trust, right? Just look after her. Meanwhile, I'm gonna track down the Hollow.
You've been a redeemer, a mentor, a rival, and a friend. Now look at you. And I'm so sorry. I will not rest until I bring you back.
Look at that, mate. Straight to her.
Perhaps you should have stayed where you were.
I never should have left.
We need to destroy the weapons that give our enemy their advantage. Now, one scratch from the rosebush is lethal to us.
We burn them all and then we murder that wretched bitch.
What could possibly go wrong?
If I can find the core of his being or whatever memory he's clinging to, I'll pull him out.
Tilata ulas. Tilata ulas.
Do you reckon there's going to be a red door? Do you know what he has a red door?
Now, that is messed up. The first thing you do after is you massacre the witches who've been following your crazy ass.
Glory awaits those who sacrifice their blood to me. You've come here in the hopes of saving Sophia. My magic has overrun her body. An infection that will destroy her.
Came for your blood.
That was unexpected. That was pretty sick, mate. Like a sonic boom. Wow, that was unexpected. Does she not remind you of Raina Cruz? She literally does, like, she just, I think she well looks like her. But then, I thought Raina looks a bit more like Elena. I don't think she does, though. But, I don't know, I always think it's like, I always say it, man. People who come out of prison, you know, they're in prison for a crime, been in there for so long, and then they get let out, and the first day they go and commit that crime again. It's like, why, man? Literally. And yeah, it's the same here, you know. She's been whatever's an entity or dead for so long, and she comes back and she's just causing mayhem everywhere. Even the people that was, you know, you'd think that if she was going to kill people, it wouldn't be the people that fought to bring her back. But she's saying that the people who serve her, you know, there's a great reward, yeah, for a sacrifice. So, I mean, she's just obviously just mad in the head, isn't she? Literally, she's crazy. But I'm interested because what the hell just happened to Marcel then? Because when he bit her first time, it looked like it hurt her. And then she then become accustomed to it and, like, transitioned it into like a liquid venom against him, and it worked against him again. So that's really interesting. It looked like she was in pain, and then it looked like she used it to her advantage, which we've not seen before.
Can I interest anyone in a swift and painless death?
I'm thinking there's a red door somewhere in me. Are these memories?
Just one little snap and it's toodaloo, Agnes.
Leave her.
Do you remember look how good he looked? That was my thumbnail, mate. Him holding the blood, it was. Wow, how good does he look with a beard now? He looks so much better. It's so good. Look how good that looks. Do you not think that? Like, would you not think... I said this. We had it with a Catherine one. I'm sure we did. Where we got bare flashbacks of her. Or it might have just been people saying it. And I was like, whoa, look at all that stuff Catherine's done, mate. How sick. I would take a whole episode of just revisiting. I'm sure we had it where we got flashbacks. Revisiting all the flashbacks. And you just make a compilation of each character and do one, mate. We're absolutely sick. Elijah looks mad there. And he looks so young.
Still have more ground to cover.
We know their motives. New Orleans witches despise our family.
Go ahead. Kill me. My life ends for a greater cause than you can never fathom. Nothing can stop her. Not even the ancestors.
Oh, he needed to listen to him.
Is it true?
Oh, he knows.
Are the ancestors back?
None of this matters anyway. Because the only people capable of contacting her are the Harvest Girls Elijah murdered in cold blood.
I like his devotion though, man. He got to respect it. Oh, this one's got an M on the door. Did the others have numbers?
Yes, to my beloved siblings. Together beneath one roof, first time in centuries, with neither an argument.
Look at the haircuts. They look mad in that one.
Elijah.
It's getting close, man.
I can't search Elijah's mind and sustain the spell at the same time.
Send me in, Freya. I can find him.
I would need to channel another witch. A powerful one.
Hope, man.
Born of my family's bloodline.
Do you know what? Hope's really strong, right? And this, I understand it. Mum don't want the baby. Mum don't want the little girl, to get involved in the drama, get hurt. I do get it, but like, desperate times call for desperate measures, man. And she displayed absolute power. And again, it's like, this is. You want Elijah back? This is your best shot, mate. Literally. I just think that with Hope all the time, that she's shown such strength. And she's an asset. Yeah, okay, don't put her in situations where she's going to go and fight the Hollow. But, like, you need to channel it. You need to... Something... They do need to utilise her a little bit more, in my personal opinion.
Surely a place for a nap.
It's like I had a choice.
Inform me of your tactic.
Those thorns are made with my blood and the Hollow's magic. I want them for something else, and I don't need them to hurt you.
We need to destroy all of the thorns so we can end this once and for all. Cleared the quarter. There's still one in Gentilly, so if we go together...
Perhaps next time less carrot, more stick.
You don't have to do this if you don't want to.
It's okay. I'm not afraid.
There are too many memories for you to randomly search. You have to think, where would Elijah find refuge?
I want to guess a place, but I don't know, man.
Tilata ulas.
Red door, mate, I called it. Sounds like Hayley's fighting in there. Look how good that looks. If I was Hayley, I'd go and rob the other Hayley and pretend I was her.
Elijah. I know you're here.
He's done it again.
I've had enough of your condescending cold shoulder. Talk to me.
And do what? State the obvious, that your feelings for Marcel have left you compromised as well.
No, lovely. You're sounding like your old self.
Well, someone has to protect this family.
And there it is. You know, if you're so determined to be this way, then everything that Elijah has done for you will be for nothing.
Mate, I love that scene where Hayley transitioned into the wolf. We don't see that enough. He's still eating. Oh, check this out. This is good.
The most powerful trinkets in New Orleans.
We're harvest girls. We know what dark objects are.
I want to talk to Davina Claire. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why help a Michelson?
Your brother murdered us.
I am not my brother. There's no reason we can't go back to old times.
We know better than to trust vampires.
Trust me when I say I make a better friend than foe.
Is it me, right? Is every single harvest girl annoying? Every single one of them's annoying. Now, Davina's tolerable. Like, she's good. She has good up and down episodes, but every other one has been so annoying.
Too little, too late.
Suppose I should say thank you for your hard work.
Make me fight you, Rebecca.
If you want this, you'll have to.
You desire a weapon that can kill us.
There's more at risk than just your family, all right? The magic in those thorns can save someone that I care about.
We'll give it him.
Her name is Sophia.
There was a time when you'd have gone to these lengths for me. I know that look well.
When you're done,
Burn it myself.
Good actor, Marcel. He does it with emotion. Why is she running away, man? Fight him.
Stop!
Oh, she got away.
Please do something!
Wait, imagine he kills her. That would be mad, wouldn't it? If she died in a prison. Man, imagine. Imagine.
I'm gonna put you inside the pendant. And when you're in there, I need you to call it to your mom. Okay? See you soon.
Mom? I'm here! Stay there!
She needs help. Oh, he's in the he's back. What has just happened? What's just happened?
Are you okay?
He's gonna walk out in a suit. That was a swift transition.
it's me.
Is it though?
Please forgive me.
Why? 1 second. Is that Elijah or not? I have no idea. Like, we saved him. He's still there. He's still independent. It just looks like the pendant's not broken now. It's mended. But, like, what the hell? Like, what was the significance of flashing him as a ghost just then? Why was Frey scared of him? I mean, Hope scared of him. She looked petrified, me, when he come walking through. I mean, gotta admit, the transition was absolutely swift. He's in his, like, warrior uniform and then he walked into his suit. He looks clean-shaven as well from before. He looked younger. But, like, I'm saying that's not Elijah. Don't know why. Thought he might have killed HAYLEY, to be honest. Not that I wanted it to happen, but like, I definitely would have liked to have known what would have happened to present HAYLEY if it happened. I kind of feel like he's inside HAYLEY, but then we haven't seen enough. Well, we haven't seen any of it. I'm just like throwing like stones into ponds right now, but we'll see how it plays out. I'm gonna say this is the normal HAYLEY, but she looks scared and Hope looks scared and Elijah in that corridor looks concerned, and I'm just like, what's going on? But that was good. I've got to admit, that was very good. It had me proper drawn in and really intense the whole, however long that was.
Good work today.
Now that his mind is stable within the pendant, I can bring him back. I just need a large enough sacrifice. But if we have to choose between Marcel and Elijah, it's not a choice.
Well, top-notch day, huh?
Help Sophia, then it's a win.
You don't sound all that optimistic.
Klaus used to tell me that having power made you a target, allies made you vulnerable, power or friends.
Pretty glad you're my friend. And whatever's coming, whatever the city's gonna face, I know that you will do the right thing.
And I'll tell you, Josh, as strong as I am, she took me down like I was nothing.
From what I hear, you saved the day. So you ventured inside my brother's shattered mind, and it wasn't all unicorns and rainbows.
Tried to save him, but the things I saw, the innocent people.
You know what we are. But Elijah has only ever done those things for family, and that is why he's the very best of us.
I suppose everybody's celebrating Elijah's rescue?
I'm going to stay in New Orleans, at least until we see this through.
What if I told you I could bring Davina back to life? For a price, of course.
I want her to come back because she's actually really strong.
She and I are now linked. If you want to keep her safe, then you belong to me.
Ah, okay, so it's kind of like a collateral, you know? It's kind of like, I know your family are coming after me, now I'm giving you an incentive. You either be on my side and go after your family, or you go after Davina. Now, I'm always a firm believer that family's first, and like, I understand that is loyal devotion towards Davina, and I respect it. I said it before in this episode, I've said it constantly, that I do enjoy the fact that he'll do whatever it takes to see her, get her, be with her, and he was willing to dagger himself, and like, I actually do think he really loves her, so I absolutely 1,000,000% respect Cole for that, and he'll do anything. But when it's push comes to shove, and it's either choose your family or your girlfriend of, let's be honest, 1 year or 2, I don't know. I know it's fine. Let's say 7 years, because we're gonna jump forward, like, because Hope's alive now, ain't she? Like, walking around. But technically, how long have they spent in the present touching together? Like 1 year, 2 years? That's not enough for me to go against your whole entire family of 1,000 years. Now, you can look at it, they've had 1,000 years. And so, like, it's that, you know, if someone's going to die, they deserve to die because they've been here for so long. I understand that argument as well. I'm not going to say you are wrong for that, because it is valid. You know, you got to look at all the possibilities. That's a valid argument. But for me, the logical sense is you pick your family of a long time over somebody that you've known for a short time. But I do like how she's trying to get her own little collateral in there, because she knows people will be coming after her, but she's got to find a way of trying to get people on her side, and this is the one. And Cole, man, I said Marcel was going to die, baby Cole is, but I still do think Marcel's going to die. You know, I said it a few episodes ago, I've been saying it, that sometimes you just get this weird feeling, little itch inside you. I had it with Elena, I've got it with Marcel, and now we're planting the seeds about Marcel as well. As soon as, so I was saying it about Elena, and then as soon as we dropped in the cure thing, and she was like, oh, I'm going to take the cure, I'm thinking about taking it. I was like, that's it, mate, I know she's gone. And now it's like here again. I was like, I feel like something's going to happen to Marcel. I just feel it, and then we've dropped it in. If somebody has to die for Elijah's come back and it has to be Marcel, there's no choice. That was dropped in. Then we've got obviously this storyline, and we've got the kind of, we need to be allies, we need to people, you know, like we need to the Michelsons, and that means that he's going to get closer to them, and that means that they're going to be in touching distance without possibly thinking, you know, is he going to do something to me? And then when push comes to shove and they need Elijah back instead of Marcel, that's when it's happening, the dagger. So I'm gonna say that maybe it is Marcel that goes this season. Okay, and that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it. What are you thinking? Is Cole gonna take the side of the witch, or is he going to be on the Michelson side? I think this is a really tough one, and because it's Cole, I actually think that he might go and save Davina. Well, try to save Davina, which is really, really fascinating. He's definitely one of those characters that would do that, and I think he's a good character as well to obviously put up a fight against his brothers. It would make more sense of him doing it, the way we've had his stories in the past and the way he is, his personality wise, than it would be to be me like Rebecca to go after her own family, because then it'd be much harder to kind of like contemplate, because it's not really like her personality. But Cole's, I could see it, and I do think it's a good twist. I didn't see it coming anyway. I definitely didn't see it coming. I've got to say, I absolutely love Marcel's devotion towards with the people that he loves. You know, he loves Sophia apparently, so he's doing everything he can to save her. I like it how Rebecca acknowledged it as well. At one time, you would have done this for me. I can tell by the look in his eyes and the way he's speaking that he is in love with her. So, do whatever it takes. Here you go. Klaus as well. Reluctant, but acknowledges that he actually doesn't want it to take down the Michelsons. He wants it for the reason that was obviously just stated. But you've got to give credit to Marcel, man. When he does his speeches and when he does his little, like, you know, whatever you want to call that, his emotional scenes, his voice, you can feel, you can hear, you can sense the emotion in it. He sells it so well. You know, I watch these programs because obviously I'm well late to it. I'm like, what, 10 years late towards this franchise, And I've never seen any of these actors in anything else. And that's no disrespect to them. I actually think it's a disrespect that they've not been in anything else, because when I physically sit here and watch this, I'm like, wow, everybody is so good. Like, why are they not being cast in other programs? I just don't understand it. Every time I watch it, I think people are just amazing. All of them. They all excel in every time they get a little bit, they excel in it. They go further than like you'd think they could. And even Hope, man, when she's introduced, I didn't know what to think, and now I think she's absolutely sick. I said it consistently throughout the season that she's like, usually when you have children, sometimes you can feel like you're talking to children. You can feel like it's kind of like robotic, but here I feel like the conversation just flow naturally. I think she's really good. I think she is a good. I think she's a good team member. I think she's really strong. I feel like she sells her role as well, which is really good. Like, when you got somebody that can sell what they're actually supposed to be selling to you, you can actually get behind it. You know, sometimes you try, like the show tries to make you get behind somebody and you just can't get that. Like with the Jackson character, for example, not that I disliked him, but whatever they done, I could never get behind him. Now that's the same with me with Davina, to be honest. Like, I don't dislike her. I actually really like her. I feel like I'm sure I said a minute ago, I actually want her back because she's really strong and like she's a good witch, and I feel like she could take down this person. I think that the show is better with Davina in it, even though like I'm not Team Davina. And that is just one of those where like the show possibly tries to get us behind them, but like I've never been actually be able to. But I do acknowledge that she's really strong, she's really powerful, she wins near enough every single time she puts her mind to it, and I think she's a good addition. I feel like the show is lacking Cammy as well, not because she's an amazing character. I just feel like she's a good wise counsel to Klaus, and we drop the cast. So like season 7 of the Vampire Diaries, for example, we dropped the cast a lot. Season 8 massively down, and I feel like the same here. I feel like we'd lost, even though it's just Davina and Camille, because we had last season, we had obviously Tristan, Aurora, and Lucian. It's like 5 characters that was like big heavily in the show. We had big stories going around, and then boom, been sucked out, and nobody's been replaced. Not one character. We had Aya as well. Not one character's been really introduced. You could say, oh, Sophia has, but has she? Not really. Again, you could say the Hollow, but how many episodes has she physically been in? Not many, like 1 or 2. So I feel like Keelan as well, you know, we introduced her, but then how many episodes has she been in? I'm not saying that I actually really like a storyline with Freya, but ever since they've kissed, it's been non-story. It actually has been a non-story. She wasn't even in this episode. So do you know what I mean? I feel like we go from having an abundance of characters and amazing like stuff going on all over, and then boom, sucked out, and like we've just got a few. And that's where like when we get to this stage, I'm like, who is the best character of the season and who do I dislike? You know, and I feel like we need to keep Rebecca and Cole in the season now towards the end, and I feel like Davina needs to stay as well. And then it's just like a big influx of characters again that we know, and it just makes the show better because the more you have, the more storylines and avenues you can go, the more twists you could take, because you don't know who's going to align with who. And like I said, I feel like Klaus and Marcel are going to align with each other to go after the Hollow, but then I feel like right at the very end they're going to kill Marcel now because they dropped it in, and I was feeling it anyway, but now they've dropped it in. I feel like it's going to happen. Freya mentioned it to Rebecca that, you know, if we can't get Elijah back and it only takes a sacrifice, a big one, then it's got to be someone that's outside the family, and that's either going to be HAYLEY, which obviously we're not going to do personally. Actually, I don't know. Because I thought she might have died this episode, actually. I thought it was mad. I didn't know what Elijah was going to do. But it's either going to be HAYLEY or it's going to be Marcel. And the most logical one would be Marcel, because you don't want to take the parent away from Hope, as well as obviously Elijah and the impact it'll have on him, and Klaus as well. So, I mean, that's got more of an effect than taking Marcel out, even though he's got a good relationship with Rebecca and love-hate relationship with Klaus. So I'm very interested in what direction we go in here. I actually really am. But all I can say is very much enjoyed the fact that Freya, again, was absolutely balling, doing whatever it takes to save the family. You know, laying a circle, casting her own spell, astral projecting herself inside his memory. How powerful is that? She's so good. And then when she couldn't do it, got the hope of, we got the help of Hope, who absolutely dominated it as well. And then went inside his head, then got to her mum. And then, I don't know what she done, Mom, shouted or whatever. Kind of like brought him back in the room, and Elijah remembered who HAYLEY was. And speaking of Elijah, I have no idea if that is real Elijah or a ghost or his mind or whatnot, because the Hope seemed well scared of him, and HAYLEY looked like she was shocked as well. But she, now that after a conversation with Klaus at the end, I feel like she was just more shocked to what she witnessed inside the Red Door compared to what she physically seen Elijah in the present. Do you know what I mean? Two polar people. But then I'll also counter that by saying you can't judge people from the past actions. You've got to judge people on what you see in the present. And if you like someone in the present and you've been friends with them for, what, like I say, 5-10 years, and then you found out they've done something in the past or they was a different person, that shouldn't change your opinion on them unless they're like a child rapist and killer, because it definitely should, and they should be absolutely killed themselves and put in prison. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you judge somebody on how they treat you and how they are in the present and the information that you know and how they are right now. And people make mistakes in the past and everybody evolves. So I understand where HAYLEY's coming from, that she's seen that in Elijah and she was shocked. But look at him now in the present. He loves you, he loves Hope, and he'll do whatever it is for the family. And that's all that matters right now. So again, can't wait to see where we go with that. Thanks so much for clicking on today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please smash a like, really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you do. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.